Mr. Dank.
What's up?
What's up, bro? Who are you?
Yeah, I'm Jake Dancliffs of Dank Co Custom Footwear.
Now what? All right, Dank. So, how'd you get into this business and doing custom shoes? What made you like have that passion, and like what drives you to do this?
Yeah, so again, Jake Dancliffs, Dank Co Custom Sneakers. Been born and raised in San Antonio. We've been in business now since 2010, full-time since 2012. I actually quit my full-time job and started doing customs full-time the day my father was diagnosed with colon cancer. Started doing customs kind of out of necessity almost. So just I'd been drawing shoes since I was a little kid. My brother always had like way cooler shoes than I had, and he's 10 years older than me. That got me into like drawing shoes, and then drawing and then coloring them in different colorways, and then I started like designing my own shoes, you know, and stuff like that. And we're talking like 89, 90, 91, when I was like 5, 6 years old.
That's been a while.
So it's very early.
Jordan was still like playing, winning, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah.
He was a newish thing still. That was 5 years into his career.
Right.
So like, but then, you know, over the years, I kind of lost that and got back into it, lost it, got back into it. You know, that's when you get like high school and you get into girls, and college, you get into beer, and then like, everything else life happens, you know?
Yeah.
But then when I started making money again is when I started getting back into it. And I was an energy efficiency consultant, and I was, you know, I was buying shoes heavy at that time, fulfilling a collection. This is like 04, 05, 06, somewhere around there. And like, again, I'd always been an artist. So I don't know if y'all know Ucosta, Aaron. It's a friend of ours here. He actually commissioned me to do my first painting of the shoe on canvas. So it was like a 16 by 20 canvas. We wanted a portrait of a Jordan 4. And I did that. And very soon after that realized, and I did a lot of paintings. That's kind of where the business of things kind of came into play. All these paintings that I was doing, they were all commissioned pieces from people all over the world, and I was posting them on Nike Talk.
Yeah.
And people from all over the world, people from all over the world were buying these paintings, and that was funding my sneaker collecting.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even touching money in my bank account. You know, it was all money in my PayPal account.
Yeah.
So that kind of got the business mind of this art thing, you know, going. But then I decided, man, if I could paint a canvas, why can't I make the shoe the canvas?
Right.
You know, so then I started doing that, getting like crappy paints from Walmart and stuff. You know, now we use these paints by a company called Angelus. But these paints, back in the day, you could only get them on a website called turtlefeathers.net.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it was a weird website. It looked like Craigslist. Super sketchy looking website.
Yeah. But
that's the only place you can find these paints. And Angelus has been a company that's been in business since the early 1900s, but they didn't have a direct to consumer route. Now they do. Angelus Direct is the company now.
Nice.
But anyway,
now you can say you're pretty much like an ambassador, right?
Yeah, so I've been a sponsored artist of theirs since 2013, something like that.
Do they ever just say like, I'm gonna send you our newest paint, can you do a shoe off of that? Or
sometimes they send us, they have a lot of products, so not just paints, but they'll send us airbrushes. They'll send us, like, if you look back there, yeah, like this paintable filler is like a, you know, so like, for instance, on a Jordan 1, you tear the swooshes off and you want to put a Travis swoosh on. Those existing holes where the other swoosh is, you fill with this, sand it smooth.
And it's like a little putty to like fill holes in the wall or something.
Caulk, which is what I used in the past,
right,
to fill holes like that. It was bathroom caulk.
Now they got that.
Now we have this, you know, or like back there, you see the test bottles. It's like they'll send us stuff like this, like matte clear coats, and now they have you know, like actual bottled versions of that.
Right. So they'll use you guys that consistently use these types of materials and products, and let them know their feedback, I guess, before they actually put it in production.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, Los Angeles is the shit. But before that, we didn't know what the hell we were doing or what I was doing, and I was just had to find my way. There wasn't YouTube videos on how to make custom sneakers like there are now.
Right.
Now there's thousands of outlets on YouTube. So I didn't have any help. I figured out everything on my own. This was before social media, all that. So then when social media came into play, I started building. I already had a following on Nike Talk, and I started building a following like on Instagram and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like in 2013, I just quit and gone full time. My dad was diagnosed in 2012, so I just quit in October 2012, and then around playoff time, finals in 2013 when Spurs were playing the Heat. Basically, long story short, ended up making a bet with LeBron.
The LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
We'll post the shoe that he did.
But yeah, basically that if the Spurs won, he had to buy a custom for me. If the Heat won, I'd make a shoe for him. He just had to provide the shoe.
Was that same year Ray Allen hit that corner three?
That was 2013.
Yeah,
Stop bringing it up.
That's it. So,
bang!
they won, and they sent a shoe.
But what happened next year?
True.
We got it back next year.
We did. But it was bittersweet for me, though, because LeBron then became my first celebrity or athlete.
And you even got to talk to him, right?
I didn't get to talk to him.
Oh, you did?
Well, technically I did. He was at Maggiano's in
Uh-huh.
La Cantera, and the guy that I knew was on the phone with him, or not on the phone with him, was with him eating, and he called me and was like, "Hey bro, LeBron likes your shoes, man. He wants to buy something." And I'm like, "Cool." He's like, I hear LeBron say, "Tell him I want a custom MX90." I'm like, "Yeah, bet we could do that." And then he, right as soon as I said that, he goes, "No, tell him that I want a shoe to commemorate my second championship for when we beat the Spurs." And I said, "Well, tell him that as long as he wins, the shoe's on the house. He's got to provide the shoe. But if not, he's got to buy a shoe if the Spurs win. He's got to buy a custom from me." And I just hear LeBron say, "Bet." So
That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, he was lucky. He got lucky that year.
So
I'll let them have that one just for you. They have to deal.
yeah. So that
slide
catapulted things huge. And again, this is very early in the Instagram days.
That's when you started hitting like the bigger blogs, right?
That's when the blogs. Well,
Like blogging was a thing, right? That's when blogging was a thing.
Nice Kicks, Soul Collector.
Because you even said LeBron reposted it, right?
LeBron reposted on his Instagram, which at that point he might have had 2 or 3 million followers. Now he's
Still.
got 90 million or something. But it was amazing. But that night, I was telling you about kids. That night, I had people in my apartment watching kids, and my phone was
Kids.
He said he's gonna get us onto kids, so
You gotta watch the movie Kids. If y'all aren't familiar with that, you gotta watch the movie
We
Kids.
don't know what kids is.
Yeah.
next
But
time we come, we'll watch it.
don't watch it with any adults or children, and just no moms, dads, or children in the building. When you're watching
No kids. Watch kids without kids.
Watch kids without kids.
Okay. Yeah.
But we were watching that movie, and my phone was in the bedroom, just like going off. And that was the day I turned off all my notifications and never looked back, because that's when social media started really popping off and going crazy for me. But yeah, that's kind of how we started. Now, since then, we've done shoes for everybody from Dwayne Wade to Post Malone, Bad Bunny, Matthew McConaughey.
And how do you get those inquiries? Email? Just someone emails you?
All
Like,
over
hey,
the place. Sometimes
so
they
and so forth?
DM, sometimes it's on
Word of mouth.
their management on behalf, a company that sponsors them.
And I'm sure, like,
know.
not to say you get starstruck at any point, but I'm sure that you're like, dang, this is actually Post Malone hitting me up, and I need to actually do it right. You know what I mean? Or does it not like phase you when it comes to doing these things because you're, I guess, perfected your craft?
Well, early on, so Ronnie Fieg.
Mm-hmm.
So
Basics.
yeah, so I did shoes right after the LeBron thing. He commissioned shoes. That was crazy. And then another designer, John Buscemi of Buscemi Footwear, used to design for DC. He hit me up one. That was crazy for me. but then you start getting numb to it, you know, and then.
I know there's one person you want to do that you won't be numb to. Do you have that one person or no?
Oh, I thought you did.
No. No.
Jesus Christ!
How do you know? That there's one guy or girl, I don't know, that you would love to make a custom for.
So here's the other thing. I'm not too connected with a lot of the shit that's like popular now, as far as athletes and celebrities.
Yeah.
But like,
speaking into existence, all right, Dan?
Well, no, not connected like that. I mean, I don't know who they are.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, for instance, you know, we get these phone calls all the time and texts or whatever, inquiries from all kinds of runs of life. Two certain instances, I was sitting here and he was sitting here. Phil, have we got Phil on camera yet? I don't know, but that's Phil.
That's a business partner. All
yeah. So I've been sitting.
You got the high.
You know, this is our like places that we work here. So 90% of the time, these are the positions that we're in. And I got a phone call from somebody, and I answered it, and it said, "Hey, this is Biggs Burke," and I'm like, I have it on speakerphone 90% of the time when I'm talking, so that he can hear it.
He's looking at like, who? Because
he knows usually who these people are, and I have no idea. And I'm like, I'm sitting here with the phone, and I'm like, Biggs Burke, okay. And then he's like, and I'm like,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. So he Googles it to show me, and it's CEO and founder of Rockefeller Records.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he starts talking, and he wanted to do shoes for him, Emery Jones, which is the Paper Planes thing, and Jay-Z. So we ended up doing a Jordan 1, an Air Force 1, and a Jordan 4, 3 for each of them. So 9
Because they came out with Rockefeller Air Force 1s.
Those were samples that they did just for Rockefeller Records back in 02, 03. They did the samples, and they remade them for the release. And it was right before that we did the shoes for them. And it was supposed to be for the 25th or 30th anniversary of Jay-Z's first album. And back then,
that's pretty dope.
You know, back then we were actually kind of paid to keep that quiet, the collaboration, just so that you could see all these other people, see them wearing them, and then let the blogs go crazy and eat it up and wonder and spectate and all this stuff. So he wore them to Complex Con and shit went crazy. You know. Another circumstance was somebody representing Travis Kelce. Do you know who Travis Kelce is? Mm-hmm. So I did not when I got the call. So I get the call, and they want to make a LeBron Soldier into a cleat from one of his PE cleats, and then take the PE cleat upper and put it on a turf sole so that you can have a turf version of his PE cleat and a cleat version of the LeBron Soldier. So I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Cool. And I didn't say it. I got off the phone call, but I was this close. Because when I got off the phone, I asked him, I said, who is Travis Kelce? And he told me who he was, a star
tight end
of the Chiefs.
Super Bowl champion.
Now Super Bowl champion.
Hey,
he probably was back then too, right? Two-time Super Bowl champion now. And
I think he's the best tight end right now. I think so.
Debatable.
That's
Super
what you
I said at the time,
you know,
this dude's a top 3 tight end in the league.
And I had never heard of him, didn't know who he was, until I looked him up and saw Killer Trav on IG.
Killer Trav.
Killer Trav. But I almost said on the phone, these are going to look great on the mound, because he sounded like a pitcher. So I thought he was a pitcher.
You heard cleat, you thought baseball.
Yeah, and then just the name Travis Kelce. Like, oh, he sounds like a good pitcher. Yeah. But
he's like, I drink the pitcher, the beers.
Yeah.
He's drunk.
Yeah.
He's a party animal.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of times I have no idea who the people are.
You gotta fight,
you know,
for your right.
But he knows a lot of the. He stays. I don't follow him. I follow surfing. That's the only sport I follow. I don't follow anything else.
Speaking of surfing, this is your shoe. We talked about it in previous video, talking about how to make it custom and all this stuff. Well, this is his actual line coming out soon. Hopefully, it's under phasing right now, but this is sample number 4, you said? 5?
Yeah, so we're in sampling stages. This is the 4th sample design. Obviously, we went through all the drawings and stuff here, but like this is called the cutback, and it's funny that it has a little cut in the back of the sole here, but that's not why we named it that. But it's a Vibram sole with our design upper. We'll be putting these to release. Not necessarily this colorway won't be coming out first. This will probably be this Mockingbird colorway, which is the Texas state bird. But we'll probably release these around like Father's Day or something, maybe next year or something.
Yeah. So what made you want to tap into this type of thing? Just because you're a custom artist, you make shoes regardless.
I mean,
a lot of people who I heard that do customs are like, I'd rather not touch the silhouettes because they're iconic, and then just add my touch to them. But what made you do that and go your route and make your own shoe all the way around?
Well, this has been a dream of mine since I was like 5 years old, to design and produce my own shoes. So first of all, that out of the gate is the real reason.
Right.
But really putting the gas on this and trying to make it happen is because there's so many legalities and stuff that are going around in the sneaker customization world, and Nike going after all these people and
cease and desist,
all kinds of stuff.
Babestas are now getting attacked, and a bunch of stuff in the sneaker community, right?
Yeah, so trying to get ahead of that, which
Right.
I think we're behind on that, because you have a lot of these other brands, smaller people that are already doing this, and you got Mosh that's been now 2 years into doing this stuff, and we're way behind. So we need to get this off the ground, but we're taking our time because it's been a 2-year process. This is our 4th sample, and a lot of companies probably wouldn't go 4 samples in just to create their first shoe. They probably would have been okay with the 2nd or the 3rd.
Putting something out just to make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is our 4th sample. We got 1 more coming. So we'll be on 5 samples. To make sure that they're exactly like what we want. Then we can start. That's why we haven't picked our first colorway yet, because we don't know what season we're going to end up dropping it in. So once we get the next sample, we confirm it's okay, then we can move on from there and say, okay, it's going to take this long to produce the next sample that we'll then put up for sale in this season. And that way we know we're not dropping a Easter colorway in October or something like that. We want to kind of see more or less what season we're going to be in to drop a certain colorway.
And I even told you, and I'm not saying this because we know you, I would literally rock this shoe. Like, seeing it in person.
Kind of looks that easy Wave Runner vibe, but different.
Yeah, it's Yeezy-esque, it's 90s Adidas-esque, it's Hirachi looking, I actually took a lot of nods of the collar area and tongue, especially from Versace, like the chain reaction kind of stuff. But
it's pretty dope. Really cool concept.
A lot has gone.
It's like its own, it has like a lot of flavors from different brands, but it's its own still.
It's your own twist to it.
And again, this is just a sample. This Jordan 4 netting, we're not going to actually have Jordan 4 netting on here. This is again just a sample
prototype
here, just so we can see like what this would look like, either blank or with a netting there. So I do agree that we need to come up with something to put here. Even if it's just some perforations or something.
What's the long-term goals 5 years from now for Dank Co?
Where do you want to be at?
Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself?
I want this to be a big brand. We're already working on our 2nd silhouette, and this one hasn't even dropped yet. So, we want to be able to be pushing these silhouettes and collaborations.
So as a brand, that's what you want, is to grow, right?
Yeah. I want it to be.
So it's not even the custom work. Now you're focusing primarily on this.
You'll still be doing your custom work.
Yeah.
But you're more.
Just much less.
Yeah. More focused on this.
We're booked out a year.
Yeah.
In some cases, with these things, these collaborations that we book stuff out and we say it's 9 months to a year, because we have things that come in where it's like,
I need it now.
I need it now. These celebrity, athlete, or large companies will come in with big dollars that we can't turn away.
Yeah.
We can't refuse. but they need them at a certain time frame.
Right.
So we make sure that the people that are buying custom shoes individually from us know up front, hey, like it's gonna be a while.
Right.
You know,
We can
as
do
long
it
as you're
for
cool
you.
with that,
We can do it for you, but
as long as you're cool with waiting, we're gonna take great care. You know, but like, just understand that this business was built on the individual consumer coming to us, but grew because we started getting big jobs.
Right.
You know,
and we know you because you've been talking to us, and you were telling us that your customs are done by you and your people. You have a small group. It's not like you're in a factory
it's not in a
somewhere.
production.
Yeah,
we're in a
you're hands-on.
we're
with
in
the
a
shoes.
20 by 12 room right now with 2 desks, 4 chairs, 5 chairs, you
And
know,
like 3 sewing machines.
3 sewing machines, and we have one other guy, Roland, who's not here today. He's at home working. He has his own workshop. But we also, network with us too. So it's the 3 of us.
And that's what we like. We like
The authenticity.
if we didn't know you, we need to know like, all right, we're getting a custom. Are we getting it from you? Like, are you
Are you
hands-on with
outsourcing
it?
it somewhere?
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
big.
sending it somewhere
See,
to be under
that's
production.
the discussion we always have all the time. Is that people will say like, you could grow. Well, we could grow
Yeah.
that way.
But at that
like,
point, I feel like
but-
it's not really you doing it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and like, we're talking about like artists.
Yeah.
Like if I'm buying something from an artist, I'm hoping that the artist is the one that did it.
Yeah.
Granted, you do have instances like, should we say the name Tom Sachs? He's going through right now, but he had a team of 50 people. Andy Warhol had a team of 100 people that were just out there screen printing stuff for him all day. Nothing that you see from Andy Warhol nowadays, like his early stuff, maybe his actual paintings with the screen printing stuff. He told somebody, or somebody, one of his workers had that idea, and he signed off on it. Signed it after it was done, numbered it, and it's out. But he didn't actually screen print that and make the screen or whatever. But so yeah, I mean, there's certain instances, but we do like to keep it to where
It's weird because
everything that goes out of these doors comes through my hands first.
that's what I'm saying. That's what brings, I guess, your work a little more authentic because, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great things coming from Nike, collaborations and whatnot. There's a lot of sneaker designers now, but there's not a lot of sneaker creators like yourself.
Yeah.
Actual hands-on creators that make these things, sometimes from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat to see. You have a desk full of Jordan 1 tongues over there. You have, reconstructed stuff everywhere. You got bins of materials and everything. And
It's everything you can imagine.
yeah, I mean, you probably
all
put
the
together
insoles.
my grail right now.
Look at all the insoles down there.
There's insoles, there's tongues, there's laces, and yeah, it's a crazy where you got a custom Paris going on. You want to bring that Paris around, show it to them really fast. This shoe, obviously, brand new, is close to $100,000 shoe. You know what I mean? He's making a custom SB version with its own swoosh. What's the concept behind this? You're just wanting to reimagine it, basically?
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds of you owning a Paris? Nowadays, so I just kind of figured, like, if my thing goes, I'm not here to make fakes, and I'm not here to duplicate things, so I wanted to make something that was better than the original. So
Right.
we're using Go Rain Italian waterproof suede. The canvas that we use is not just canvas with rolled edges, it's leather behind it, so it's nice and thick. And then obviously a beaver tail swoosh, suede tongue tag, lambskin, and piping here. So
What
like
would something like that cost?
probably around $2,000, $2,300, something like that.
But you're getting quality out of it.
You're getting a handmade.
It's probably a better quality Paris dunk than the actual Paris dunk today.
Probably. It'll sit a little deeper right now. It's sitting a little higher.
Yeah, this one's a sales.
All this will get sanded smooth.
And that's for somebody, right?
Yeah, this is for a client.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
It's sick.
but
Do you ever make stuff for you? Like,
I was just gonna say, I have. If you look up there, there's a little piece of maroon fabric blocking it right there that says Red Air Force One. So it's Tiffany Dunn. That one's for me. Right underneath it, it says Red Air Force One. There's a Jordan 11 or Jordan 4 and a size 11 up there for Phil. Like all these pairs, that Red Air Force One, I cut those pieces probably 6 years ago for myself. So it's hard to do shit for myself, but I thought this concept was so dope that So yeah, I'm making one.
You're gonna make one?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like,
It's somewhere.
Those are your supplies
Yeah.
for your shoe.
So it's
Think about it, y'all. This is gonna be a shoe on his feet one of these days.
this is this over here.
The inner liners, this is bizarre.
Yeah, we were just seeing a Yeezy just deconstructed right now.
and see,
Well,
but I don't want to duplicate what he's doing either. You know, so
Yeah, you know, like a
Instead
leather
of-
matte finish or something.
well, instead of doing the beaver tail swoosh, I'm doing this like crackled tumbled leather for the swoosh. You know, so it's just I don't want to do the exact same thing as a client.
So yeah, that's pretty dope to see the concepts come from life, or from nothing to life, I should say. And it's dope to hear a little bit of your background, your story. It's almost like, not to say you don't get the credit you deserve here in San Antonio, especially. I'm sure you have. I know James and I have known you from like way back in the day. Back in San Antonio, we used to have a show called Sneaks Up. You said you were a part of that too, right? You used to run it.
Yep.
And now you also were a part of the Spurs Jam that goes on at the AT&T Center and whatnot.
Yeah. So for 12 years, we did Sneaks Up Sneaker Show, and I was part of the crew that that put that on for all but the first year. And then the Spurs reached out, and we started with our buddy Norm. We started doing the Spurs Sneaker Jam, and I'm actually not involved with that show anymore. That's all Norm doing that now. But I support him in it, and we'll definitely be there. And the Spurs have hired us to make custom shoes for the event that they'll be giving away and stuff too. So
Nice.
He's a big Puma guy.
Oh yeah, Norm's a big Puma
He loves Pumas.
Yeah, he really is. We got the Virgil Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, Puma.
we're doing a Puma version
That's
out of
fine.
Louis Vuitton bags for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the same design, but Puma.
But yeah, I mean, in general, for San Antonio to have somebody like you that does this type of work for athletes from all over the place and artists, you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy.
We were geeked when you messaged us. Like, as soon as you messaged us, I took a screenshot. I'm like, bro, look who messaged us.
How do you? I don't even remember when I'm.
You were looking for some for HEB or something.
You were looking for
Oh.
a specific shoe. I didn't even message you back yet. I just took a screenshot, sent it to him, and like an hour later he replies. He was just like, nah. I'm like, yeah, bro, he messaged us. So then
Because we've known about you for years, you know what I mean?
It's crazy how this came full circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we're here.
And then seeing y'all at the card thing.
Oh
We
yeah.
went to the card,
Yeah.
last YouTube video, we went to do the little card event. Some of you that may be watching now have seen that card event. We actually chopped it up with Dank. It was like a few months ago. We said we were going to film together. Here we are today, finally. But regardless, we made it happen.
That was quite a bit ago now.
It was. But we
Couple
built the
months.
relationship up, helped him source shoes to do his work, and that's the relationship we have with him now. But we have some really cool things in store for what we plan to do to promote Dank's business here in our new store that we're building. So hopefully we can
He's
get
helping
some
us out too. You know what I
some
mean?
Yeah,
publicity and
cross
everything too.
promotion, yeah.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be dope. A lot of cool things in store. We're looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be beneficial to the culture here in San Antonio, and who knows who
We're
comes
trying to
forward.
bring an experience
like no
other shop is going to have. I promise you, no other shop will have.
right.
You know, there's going to be stuff in there that blows our mind that what we're going to have in there.
Mhm.
We didn't think
So,
we don't want to give y'all too much, but y'all see grand opening. We'll do a grand opening video.
So just know this man's gonna be part of it. Him and his team will be part of the journey.
he's
And,
He's part of our shop now.
Yeah. So we're gonna have them.
And expect something from us to be available to the public at the grand opening. I don't know what or how many,
We
but
gotta game plan it.
we'll see. Expect
Fire.
It'll be
something.
dope. It'll be
Even
dope.
if it's one pair, there will be something available to the public for the grand opening.
Yeah, just some way to bless everybody forward. You know, let everybody know that hey, we now have Dank to do custom work if need be, and or shoe repairs on some OG gems that may be sitting from back in the 80s and 90s or whatever. So,
Can we show them this over here?
Yeah.
So something like this, Dank literally gets from who again?
Yeah, so this is a Rip Hamilton player exclusive 8 that belongs to PJ Tucker. So
the
with,
PJ Tucker from
with a
NBA.
lot of PJ Tucker's older special shoes that he has, he sends them to us, as well as a few other artists out there, but a lot of them come through us that basically we make them street legal again. You know, they're falling apart, like these specifically
cracking.
here, the plastics, excuse me, these specifically here, the plastics we weren't able to replace, but the entire sole is a new midsole, new outsole. So
he can hoop in them again.
So he wants to hoop in them. I'm gonna have to tell him with these, the plastics are gonna fall apart. So, and the sole is glued to the plastics. So,
but still, this shoe, like if you were gonna try and buy it, it's still $3,000-$4,000.
Yeah,
because this belonged to Rick, right?
Yeah, it was an unreleased sample.
What's his? Yeah, it's his speed.
So shout out to Dank. Dank, you want to let the people know how they can get a hold of you if they want custom work done?
Yeah, go to IG, JW Dancliffs. It's JWDANKLEFS. I'm sure it'll be down here.
Popped up over here.
Yeah, Steve got you. So shout out Dank for opening up his home. We got another video coming soon. We're gonna show a little bit of his collection, so some little foreshadowing events.
Stay tuned for that. He says that he's gonna give us, or you're gonna school us on some shoes, right?
School you, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that y'all have either never seen before or didn't know existed.
So we're hype beast, so we're the modern era. He's more of like Jordan era, so he has a bunch of like
dope, just a lot of random stuff.
Dope stuff that
gems.
I'm pretty sure our audience have probably never seen, never got to touch or anything. So we're excited for that. So stay tuned for the next episode with
Sneaker Closet with Dank.
This is
the Countdown Way.
Peace.
That's how it does the video.